Why do you need to read a fictional horror book during the spooky season when you can read this non-fiction book about the horrors that the American funeral industry puts American families through, forcing them to buy stuff that is not necessary, draining all the money out of the family during a time of grief and suffering, lying to them, telling them that the law says you have to do this, that the law says you have to do that, when it is not necessary. Did you know nowhere in America, unless the body is going to be kept for more than 24 hours at your house or transported across state lines, that it is a law that you have to embalm that body? Did you know in all 50 states in America, you as the family can pick up the body and bring it to your house and do like they did in the old days, have the wake and everything at your house without having to have a funeral home do anything? Did you know you can dress the body, wash the body, transport the body yourself in your private vehicle from the hospital or place of death to your home to have it waked and the funeral in your home, and then transport it again to the cemetery if you decide to bury it in a cemetery? Did you know most states allow you to be buried on your own private property still? It is not a law that you have to be buried in a cemetery. Did you know most states will allow you to have what they call a green burial, where you're just buried in the clothes you're wearing, no casket, no vault, no nothing? It is the funeral home and the graveyard that requires coffins and vaults. It is not a law. So search around. You need to read this book to learn what your rights are in America before you die and you have a $20,000, $30,000 policy left to your family, and the funeral director steals all that money doing unnecessary things to your body just to profit themselves, when you can end up burying your loved one for less than $200 or $300 if you know the right questions to ask and the right people to talk to. I highly suggest this book, and I think you will be happy that you invested in this book, because of the thousands to $10,000 knowing the rules and laws in your state will save you in the long run by reading this book. It is horrible what the funeral industry does to people in America, and how they take advantage of your grief, suffering, and unable to think of anything, and how they con you into saying if you don't buy the most expensive things, that you really didn't love your loved one. Buy this book and other books on this subject. Don't be afraid of death. We're all going to die. But we need to leave the money to our living family, not to the family of the funeral director. You need to leave it to your loved ones. And no matter what they tell you, there's not a coffin in this world, a vault in this world, or a casket in this world, or embalming that will not protect your body from decaying in the grave. So why not just bury it the natural way? Just throw it in the ground with the clothes it's wearing so it can dissolve and go back dust to dust, ashes to ashes, and the thousands of dollars that you have invested in life insurance and all that can help your living family instead of helping the family of the undertakers. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I could hardly put it down. But read this book. It's all the horror you need.